Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashtarothi, and this is my digging into the AIR Air NPE, the new player experience for EVE Online. How new players get into the game has changed many times. I've written a lot of words about my theory, about my ideas about it. I've spoken about. I've tried out previous NPEs and played through them and given my feedback, both pros and cons. And today we're here to do it again because we have a new MPE. And so let's, first of all, before we jump into this, I want to say that there has been some concerns about, CCP just keeps replacing the MPE. And on the one hand, I actually agree with that because in my opinion, the biggest issue with the MPE isn't the actual first 10 minutes. It's the career agents. It's those follow-up steps, which for some reason they just never get around to. And to the point where now the career agents are just almost brokenly bad, to the point where I think that it's impressive, any new player that even makes it all the way through the career agents. But that said, CCP in their launch of this MPE said that this is part 1, and CCP Aurora on Reddit specifically said that the career agents' days are numbered. So before we even jump into this, let's talk about why we actually have this MPE. In 2019, at EVE Vegas, CCP showed off some of their new art and stuff at one of their panels, like they usually do. But one of the things that they showed off was their new conceptualization of Aura. As a 3D model. Hey, Sidewinder07. As a new, this new avatar that could animate, show emotions, had lights and stuff like that. And what was really happening was that they were working behind the scenes on a update to the animation system, and then the introduction of what's called a finite state machine to control the animations and the actors. A finite state machine is a really fancy term for a really simple process. The best way to explain it is this. If you're playing some sneaky game, right? Metal Gear Solid or something like that, right? There's guards everywhere. The guards themselves are in what's called a patrolling state, right? They go back and forth. They do what they're doing. They have their cone. They have their rules about how they can see you and not. Now, once they detect you for the first time, usually it doesn't go immediately to danger zone, right? It usually gives you some sort of small out. And so there's what's called the alert state. So now it's gone from the patrolling state, which is kind of totally chill, to an alert state where they think that there's something wrong, know roughly where it's coming from, and now are going to pursue and search for that error, that something weird for a period of time. And then, of course, if they catch you, then it goes into a combat state or an aggressive state, right? And then if you get out of line of sight, it may transition to a pursuit state, which may actually just be the suspicion state again or whatever. And then after a period of time, it'll go back to its peaceful patrol state, right? So there you have a lot of complex behaviors in order to allow soldiers guarding a facility to appear to be like humans and how humans would. But really, all you have is 4 or 5 states and very, very, very specific rules for how those states change. So this is what we call a finite. There's a finite number of states, and it's ran by a machine. So in this sense, basically what they've done is they've made it so that the conditions of what's going on, like if you're under attack or if the script is particularly aggressive or whatever they want it to be, whatever triggers they've worked in, they can make it so that not only are the avatars animating, but they're actually animating in a way that is connected to what is happening because their state can be changed. So what we'll see in this MPE is Aura will go into a combat state versus a normal state. And this is just to say that they're working on new systems to make avatars that are communicating with us more lifelike, more animated, more receptive to what's going on. So they started out with the new Aura, a year later, I think it was. somewhere in 2020, or by the end of 2020, they finally introduced Aura into the new Aura into the game. And so there's an MPE where Aura like just told you stuff. And that was cool and all. But Aura was the only person that talked to you. And afterwards, she's just like, and now I'm shutting down. Bye. And this represents the next position there, right? So they built their tech. They showed it off. They built it up. They had their one example, the proof of concept, Aura. And now with this new MPE, you see a whole cast of characters starting to be introduced. And what I believe is going to happen is that they're now taking this tech and the interactions and the way that the actors are able to do things, and hopefully going to be moving it forward to things like career agents, missions, etc. So, and it doesn't have to be like there's a million actors. I mean, like Aura could literally read you mission text or something like that. But we'll have to see where that all goes. But that's what they mean by this is being chapter 1, and that's what they mean by like career agents having their days numbered, and that's why this is kind of exciting in a way that other MPEs like the Inception MPE weren't quite exciting, because their ideas for like what was step 2 was always kind of like, hopefully we'll get it, I guess, inspired once we're done with chapter 1. So, any rate, all that said, let's see if I'm going to catch up with anything. Okay. What's wrong with career agents? Well, I mean, on the surface, let's just say, the modern gaming culture, it's not just about people don't pay attention. Like, no, people don't like walls of text, right? So the number one problem with career agents is that they present themselves like standard missions, and therefore new players go through them, and they've been trained by MMOs in other worlds that missions are something that you just plow through, right? So often they get tripped up or confused because they're not reading the text or anything like that. Or even if they don't get tripped up and confused, they're not reading the text, they're not learning their lessons, right? So it doesn't teach them well on the first hand, and walls of text is just not a good way of doing things. But the other problem is that it's gotten so degraded or so like ignored that there's literally one of the tasks is to mine tritanium. You can't mine tritanium, you mine Veldspar, but it says to mine tritanium. And so the new player says, I can't find it. And even then, even if they figured out that the Veldspar that's there turns into tritanium, they would have to bring it back to the station and then reprocess it. But the tritanium has to be in your cargo hold. So you then have to move the tritanium back into that ship's cargo hold and then turn it in. This is why I said, if a new player succeeds at the career agents, I actually find that commendable, given its current state. But that being said, I can understand that they wouldn't want to revamp it or put a whole bunch of work into fixing those things if they're just going to replace it whole cloth with a whole new system. So that being said, a lot of this represents a new way that CCP wants to present the game to its audience, in the way that they think about skill planning, in the way that they think about, interacting with the universe itself. This is a whole new paradigm that they're starting to build. So we're going to be looking into that. That being said, now that with all that, white knighting out of the way, I want to point out that I'm going to be as critical as I possibly can and give as much feedback as I can as I do this MPE. Mostly because I'm hoping that CCP will also watch this, and, I, as a person who's going through this experience, don't necessarily know even how like reasonable or whether or not something that crosses my mind at one moment will get corrected later or whatever. So the best thing I can do as a tester is to just go through it and put out my thoughts as I do it. So, and have some fun with it too. Exploration career agents predates wormholes, for example. Well, I mean, I'm sure that they've updated it since then, but it's a good point that I don't think the exploration career agent even mentions wormholes. And I mean, if you think about it, so there's all these awesome videos in the agency now, and the career agents don't point you to it. So like the exploration agent doesn't tell you, hey, by the way, if you have any questions, go check out the agency. I think. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. All righty. All right, we're going into this. So, first of all, I was noticing these quotes. We will free all the people from the boots of slavery. To fight for anything less is to betray the republic. Uh, First of all, I found it really funny about this quote. So during the latest Liberation Day games for the Mimitar, you had 2 new statues put in. One was not Midular. Maybe it was whatever, the former head of the Republic before Shakur took over, the one who's running the show at the beginning of Empyrean Age. She was pretty famous in the fact that she stomped out this resistance, these defiants, and so the 2 of them both got a statue on Liberation Day, which really pulled up this old conflict between the defiants and the loyalists. I bring this up because this person who's being quoted here is the leader of the Defiance. So interesting choice, but there you go. Likewise, or this one says, in our Caldari state, wealth and power comes only from loyalty to the corporation. Calikiota CEO Mata Sobaseki. Which, this brings me to the next thing I noticed, which is that out of all of these names, the only person who's still alive is... Nope, none of these guys are alive. So they all speak, like they list them as being, the way that they are. But just as a heads up, I'm pretty sure none of these 4 people quoted are alive now. Anywho, Amar, our mighty empire is built upon the faith of the creator and loyalty to the throne. That's actually a really good quote for Amar, to be frank. That's also the Emperor Damius. I'm sure that there's something that they did, but it doesn't stand out in any of the stories that I know. The Federation is a beacon of democracy and liberty in the chaos of New Eden. President Idonis Elabon is he was like the guy who made peace happen. And he's so cool that when he died, there's now a whole foundation that awards like the Nobel Peace Prize is called the Idonis Elabon medal in this universe because of that. Anywho. So, all right, cool. So I can see that I will say that one of my issues with this picture is that while this does look really cool, it actually doesn't give me much context about their progression. In fact, arguably, with the way that this composition is made, this makes the Ibis look like the Velator look like the most important ship out of this image. It's the one that's closest to us. Whereas the Megathron, or at the very least, it's hard to tell that some of these ships are not anywhere close to the Megathron. Hey, Styler. Going to take forever, but be ready for your ships to be constantly nerfed. I mean, when I first joined the game, flying Galente was considered just a silly thing to do. And then hybrids got buffed. Anywho, I don't know, man. I wish that you could actually click on these or pull up the ship tree while you're here if you wanted to. That'd be kind of cool. That's way cooler than it reasonably needs to be, but short range, high damage blasters can rip through shields and armor with the help of our smart drones. Well, okay. Using heavy armor to our advantage, our fleet focuses on rapid armor repair. That's true. We specialize in close range combat so that we can defeat our enemies before they have a chance to escape. With the right training, a Galente pilot will be able to fly any ship, regardless of that craft's empire affiliation. That's kind of a weird. I mean, pointing out that it's a Galente pilot there is kind of weird. But anyway, the Galente Federation represents hundreds of diverse peoples united by the ideas of freedom and democracy. The pursuit of innovative technologies contributed to the most advanced economy of all New Eden. Our most powerful fleet guards our words from tyranny. So this is another one of those examples I was talking about. Like, very, very few people are actually going to read this. Hey, thank you for that, Styler.
Hype train. Also very nice to see you back. I was worried. Less than 3.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I was laying low. I was getting busy. Actually, well, to be honest, my son's summer was way more active than I thought it would be. So now he's back in school, and so I actually have quite a bit of time to stream now. So hopefully we'll see it more. Oh boy, Art Gravy coming in with 100 bits too. That means one more event, and then we get a hype train. That'd be super cool. But either way, the Empire enemy is the relentless hunger of the Caldari megacorporations put them at clear odds with the Federation's principles, resulting in years of bloody conflict. We will not stand idly by as their politics violate the rights and liberties of individuals in the rightful Galente space. I don't like the fact that this doesn't point out that the Galente still see the Caldari as, hey! That is a great way to kick off a hype train there, Ebo1337. Thank you so much for that. With a T2 sub! How do we celebrate sevens around here? With a big old 07. 07 to you, sir. Ebo. And, wait, hold on, somebody else? No Meaning came in with another sub. 07 to you. 07's in chat, and it's a hype train. Real quick, before we jump back into it, let's just explain the rules. Because this is a hype train, for the next 4 minutes or so, if you put in 100 bits or you sub, then not only do you get all of the emotes and other rewards that you get for that, but you get a special emote that you only get during hype trains. They're kind of cool to collect. They change them out pretty often. And it's based on how many people do it. They're doing the animal one still. So, hey, what's up, Thalic? Hey, No Meaning with 5 gifted subs. Congratulations to Yagi, Lazarus, Styler Star, Sticks, and Coco Blocos. Awesome. I do need to change the emotes again. So I need to seek inspiration for what to do with some of these emotes. Yep. And don't forget, all you guys, make sure to ! plunder for your chance to win. Once we're done with the MPE, I will be pulling the first scope video or scope skin. And then with whatever time we have left for the stream today, I will be doing some alpha-friendly skill plans and fits. And then hopefully we'll do a second skin giveaway after that. Thank you so much, Styler. And all of you, man. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back. It's been stressful, but like, the thing is that, so, a little bit personal. My son is diagnosed with autism, and he does have to, he goes to a special school. And so even prior to the pandemic, he actually was only at school for like an hour or two a day because he would misbehave so much and so badly and so frequently. And so like him staying at home and doing homeschooling during the pandemic just totally made sense anyways. So I've been really nervous about him going back there. I mean, obviously there's other, still concerns about it. But the point of the matter is that he's come home. The first night he came home with 4s. It's like scale 1 to 5, with 3 being like you did okay, 4 being you did good, and like 5 being you did good with nobody asking you to do anything. The first day he had 4s all the way across the board, and he was at school for like from 7 o'clock to 2 o'clock. He was at school for a full day of school in the 3rd grade, and he got good grades for it, or good marks for it. And then on Monday he did it again, and then yesterday he got like 4 or 5 5s, and it brought a tear to my eye. So I think that means that hopefully I'll be able to do this more and be able to hang out with you more. So things are going pretty good, guys. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate you guys, the concern that everybody's had. And glad to hang out with you guys. All right, but nobody really wants me to gush for that long. Let's get back into what we're doing. I appreciate it, guys. All right. So I'd really like this to point out that the Gallente see the Caldari as separatists, more or less, right? Like, and then the Serpentis, after splintering once from a respected Gallente region. Why did they point out that the Serpentis split off, but not the Caldari? The Serpentis amassed wealth and power by engaging with illegal narcotics manufacturing. This also isn't quite
warping to Stargate.
Right. Oh, hey. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Ebo, what have you done? What have you done? We're at, like, hype train. Are we at hype train 3 or 4? Whatever. Either way. We got Rex William, Sophia Borowick, Rate Man,
warping to Stargate.
Serial Killer, and Nihilara? I think my text is splitting it at a weird point. Hold on. Yep, maybe. I don't know. You guys, congratulations. You got your gifted subs. You get all of the emotes, including the 07s, and there's a bunch of new ones. There's some animated ones.
Warping to Stargate.
Thank you for that, Wormus. I was going to get back into it.
Warping to Stargate.
Thank you guys so much. We are hype train level 3. So 100 bits, buck to get one of those emotes if that matters to you. Or like I said, if you're planning on subbing anyways, now's a good time to do it. Otherwise, we're jumping back into this. Oh, shoot. It's a hype train, which means I think I'm going to have to do another skin giveaway too. I'll double check on that. So we'll probably do 2 skins when we get done with the MPE then. Okay. Back into this. Like the Serpentis, so the Serpati family were legitimate drug dealers, and then they made the drugs illegal, and that kind of ruined the Serpati Senior. And then the son took what was left of the fortune, or at least like the recipes and everything, and fled out into the middle of Nullsec and bought a station and turned it into Tortuga and created the Serpentis Corporation and funded it with the now illegal drugs that were smuggled by all the pirates. So I really wish that the two like almost the descriptions be flipped, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? All right, we're going to select Lente. Oh gosh, there's more. The Yin Mei are the latest addition to the Federation. They took to the stars comparatively late, as it took them generations to stop excluding qualified people through class-based discrimination. Fun fact, I didn't know this until pretty recently. If you notice, each race has an Asian group, right? And in one of the early expansions, that's what they did. They added in a third bloodline, and each of them gained an Asian bloodline. And so the Yin Mei would be the Galente's bloodline. That's why it says the latest edition, because they got added after the game started. Intaki are one of the largest ethnicities of the Federation, exceedingly gifted communicators. They are prominently among the federal bureaucracy, and their people are currently getting screwed over on Intaki Prime. So, you know, them state they're bad people. Anyway, Galente value freedoms and individual liberty above all else. Founders of the only true democracy of New Eden, they have created an ethnically diverse, culturally rich, and progressive society. I like that the Galente get to put in their own propaganda and their own description, right? Like everybody else kind of gives a outsider's view of it, but the Galente definitely get to say their own shit. Hey, Ciliana! Choo choo, mother! Thank you for that, Ciliana. How's it going, man? How's it going, dude? Can I snitch on us, Ciliana? Just say yes or no, and I'll make sure to do an exclamation point plunder for your chance to win a scope skin, since we're going to now be giving away 2 of them. All right. Yeah, so Jane, thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole of GV Online. So Ciliana and I have been, or like one of the things I've been doing is playing some Final Fantasy 14. So we've been running through some dungeons together and stuff. So that's been pretty cool. That game's awesome, by the way. I'm going to be doing some streaming of that some days. Either way, we're jumping back into this. All right. Moving right along. We're going to go with an Intaki. All right. So that's terrible. Why don't any of you guys have hair? Wow. I just want to, oh, hold on. Just in case. Nope. All right. That didn't help anything. Let's just hit randomize again. I mean, I don't want to go too far. Like, I don't want to spend too much time in the character creator, but I can't, like, I just can't. I might, this is why I have female characters. His nose, man. All right. All right. All right. We're done. We're done. Good night. I tried to just randomize it, man. I couldn't do it. I do find it interesting that they don't even give you an option to take a portrait at the very beginning. They're like, don't even worry about you've done enough with the sculpting thing. By the way, with the new character creator, somebody pointed out something that I think is actually a really good idea, which is that I think that with the character creator, or with the well, just in general, I think that when you finish the MPE, and I think that right now all accounts, just like you get the bonus remaps because they've been given away in the past, I think that everybody should start out with one free resculpt, and so like all current accounts, just give them a free resculpt, and all accounts that get made once you complete the MPE, you get a free resculpt, because that way, like, you don't have to worry about it when you're doing. If you don't want to worry about how to do your character, you can just go on through, and if a person's showing you, like, if somebody's trying to help you get into the game, they can just say, "Don't worry about it. You'll get a resculpt afterwards." Like that. I know he looks rough, man. Anyway, good enough for government work. So let's see. Federal Navy Academy. Federal Navy Academy is the military training ground for all aspirant Galente cadets. University of Cali's School of Exploration is one of the most renowned graduate schools in New Eden. With a focus on research and development, the Center of Advanced Studies Industrial Institute produces future Galente industrialists. So I guess they're kind of posing that, like, you want to build things, market and industry, or market and exploration, I guess, and then combat. So whatever, we're going to do this. Oh.
A titan of industry, amassing wealth, power,
Hmm.
and prestige as you rise above your rivals.
Oops.
To prove your worth in combat, cementing new alliances and vanquishing your
Ciliana gifting 5 T1 subs. Mr. Orange digging Akasha coin. Giantor 3 Rabbit Darange.
become the architect of your own.
Congratulations and thank you so much to Ciliana coming in there at the last second with those gifted subs,
Stargating to Stargate.
or whenever, I think. Either way, I appreciate it. It's over. Everybody gets their emotes. Go ahead and chew it up if you got an emote.
Warping to Stargate.
Oh, it's working now. Ish.
Greetings, Captain. I am Aura, your AI companion. I am here to help you find your way through New Eden.
This is cool, by the way.
Welcome to the first day of your new life as a
shoot.
Capsuleer. I am now transferring your pod into a ship, provided by air, as part of your capsule.
There you
Aborting planning protocol. Captain, an unidentified communicator. Vectoring escape route. Evacuation sequence initiated. Station hull integrity compromised.
All right. So the story.
Captain, this cloning facility was attacked before your capsule could be inserted into a ship. I initiated our evacuation sequence before we reached the hangar to avoid certain death. No need to thank me.
I know, I'm going to turn it back up. Turn it up.
This baptism by fire is certainly not what Air had planned for your first day in a pod. Rest assured, I am here to help.
Whoa. Okay, I'll point.
I'm
I
unable
already
to
have a couple things to
identify
point
our
out.
attackers, but they are not currently targeting our capsule. This gives us time to locate a ship.
So before I go any further, oh shoot. So this might not be visible to you, but this is something I noticed in the MPE when I was on Sissy. But the ships in this area have pluses like they used to, and not triangles like they do now. I don't know if this is relevant. I don't know what this means, but it's bothering me.
Your pod may be able
Whoa.
to fly through space, but, like all capsules, it is unarmed. A proper ship comes with proper weaponry. We must scan the debris for a space-worthy vessel.
1 second. All right, here we go. Hold down the left mouse button and move your camera around.
Now, let's get a better look at our surroundings.
Zoom out.
Ah, there is a
Hey.
ship still
Oh,
capable
this
of
one.
flight.
Oh, that one is a
And
triangle.
I have highlighted the navigation section of your display. Use it to approach the ship.
I wonder why those are... Maybe that's because they're... I don't know why. Oh, there's no radial at all. That doesn't make me happy. You have to click on approach. Okay. ISD Thalic, congratulations, and thank you to Silly on it. Let me put...
Board the Astero now.
Or the Astero. Okay. Air Civilian Astero. So there's a civilian Astero, guys. That's what it is. It's not a real Astero. It's a civilian Astero. That's how they get away with it. Serial killer, you're just wrong. Polly, that's my point. That's my point. They should, as early as possible.
Our shields took significant damage in the attack.
If you teach them right the first time, then they don't have to unlearn a process to learn the good process. Okay, shields depleted. Okay.
The armor is also in need of repair.
So let's talk about the Astero real quick. A lot of people, one of the things I've heard from people is that they don't like the fact that it gives you an Astero at first, because it's like, oh my gosh, they don't, you know, they don't get an Astero, and new players will think that they could just get into an Astero. But you know what? Here's the thing. The Astero is actually an incredibly good early to mid-term goal for a new player. Unlike a lot of the other, you know, unlike battleships or titans or all those things that new players will naturally think of to gravitate towards as a goal, if they do latch onto this thing, and at the end of the MP, they're like, hey, wait, I want that back, then that not only leads them to something that they can reasonably get into in a pretty short amount of time, but also leads them to one of the activities that are the best activities for a new player to make money and get into the game, exploration. And to those of you who are, you know, they like, oh, but alphas can't use cloaks, and Asteros are like 80 million now. Well, yes, and I believe that the Asteros are going to go down, especially now that they changed some of the loot distribution for the doodads that it takes to make them. But even without that, the point is that the cloak is always a crutch, more or less. Like you can get by without a cloak. You might eventually, you know, sometimes you might get picked off or whatever, but it's not like it's impossible to do stuff without a cloak, especially if you're doing it in high sec or something like that. So it's not a terrible option for a new player to get into in order to do their stuff. It's in fact one of the better, like, first goals for a new player to be looking at. So long story short, I think that the Astero not only is fine, but I think it's a wonderful ship to put under the nose of new players. The problem is, Serial Killer, is that it's not enough, because what activity is a new player going to do in a Tristan? The only thing that they're going to be able to do is like level 1. First of all, it's not a good ship for a newbie, because newbies don't have drones 5. So they're not even getting the full power of the Tristan anyways. But also, like I said, what are they going to be doing? The only thing that Tristan can do in PvE is like level 1 missions or something like that, which hopefully they're going to get over pretty quickly. But, you know, even like the combat exploration, it doesn't do that well there. The Astero does better than the Tristan in these kinds of scenarios. So it's just like the only thing it's really good for is PvP. But for a new player, it's like, okay, I get the Tristan and I go out there and I do PvP. You learn nothing, because you just all you learn is that if you go into anywhere dangerous, you're going to just vaporize before you understand what's going on. And congratulations, you now don't have a Tristan. You can get another Tristan and still not be able to do anything, or get vaporized again. So it just, that's why I'm saying, like, this ends up being a good, and on top of that, as they begin to discover the process to getting this ship for themselves, they go through things like the Tristan, the you know, the other T1 ships, the Punisher, and all those kinds of things. That's why it's a short to mid-term goal, and they get those other things along the way. The problem that new players end up with is that they go through the MPE and they have no direction. So if the only direction that they have is, that ship was cool, I want it again, that's something. But they can do things with the Astero that don't involve it getting vaporized. All right. Yes, faction warfare is really great, and I recommend it for new players. But those new players need to be connected to, like, if a brand new person, without talking to anybody, just joins in the militia and goes out into faction warfare space, I don't think that they have a high percentage chance of learning anything or having a positive experience. And that's just the truth of it. All right, let's keep going.
I believe the appropriate idiom for this situation is, we're screwed.
Thanks, Aura.
Fortunately, the cavalry has arrived. Ships bearing air transponders are approaching our location.
Yes, Viceroy. Oh, I'm responding to chat, and I don't have chat on here anymore. Hold on.
This is Balin Ferris, Commander of Air Security. All ships evacuating this cloning facility are advised to rendezvous at emergency coordinates.
So let's just keep track. This is Actor 2 now, because you have Aura and then you have this guy. One of the questions that I really have for CCP is, are these voice actors pre-recorded to these exact scripts, or are they somehow engineered? Because, like, can I just feed any old script to Aura and have it read it in the correct voice? Because, I mean, we're at that level of reading, so maybe not like on the fly, but the concern is that if it is a set voice actor, then they have to go back to that same voice actor anytime they want to change anything. Either way, we'll find out.
Several thousand civilians appear to have survived the attack. Let us make haste and join the fleet Commander Ferris is organizing. Your overview will display the ships in your vicinity.
For the record, Thalic, you can have a voice actor and still have it be generated now. The way it works is that the actor makes all of the basic sounds, and then the AI knows how to basically construct the actual vocalization with that person's voice. And of course, like, if you want to do accent, then you might need to specify specific things. But either way, I digress. That's one of the things I'm really interested in. All right, so stop. I think people are really happy that I'm streaming again. Let me just pause my alerts, I guess. All right. Let's see. Select and hit approach. See, it's a plus sign. I feel like that's confusing to people. Right? That might be confusing to people. Your sounds for rating people is off. Alert is also off right now. Let me fix that.
Looks like it's seen better days. I'll repair you once you're in range.
Commander Ferris, were you able to determine the identity of our attackers?
Negative, Aura. Their transponders were cloaked and their hulls lacked any identifying information. I'd wager this was an act of corporate espionage turned violent. There are a lot of people in New Eden who want to get their hands on Air's technology, whatever the cost.
Thanks to Commander Ferris's repairs, our ship is almost as good as new. At his command, we will proceed to the emergency coordinates.
I'm officially further into the tutorial than I've ever been before, because it never advanced to this stage. He repped me and then it didn't actually say anything. So Urschlog rated me. Thank you so much, Urschlog. Welcome. Glorification of the Fit. Hold on, let me see if I can make this work. No? No. Hold on. I am bound and determined now. Or not. Hold on. Glorification of the fit, mortification of the unfit. Urschlog, you are glorified. Thank you so much for that. And hope you had a great stream. Well, maybe you could establish that plus equals civilian, but I don't know if that's ever established. My point is that every moment, every little thing that you teach them, you're establishing to them what is normal. And so everything that's different than normal is going to be something that they're going to have to realize is different in the real world, if that makes sense.
All ships enter warp formation.
I do like how much cool stuff that they did with the camera.
Warp drive active.
I understand that. But there's a difference between the experience. Like, what I'm saying is that the ships should still look like ships, right? Milk, how's it going?
Ooh. We've now arrived Corporate Air's designated emergency evacuation zone. We'll be safe here while we regroup.
What? Well, why? Hold on. Why didn't you repair your Brutix? Weirdo. What is that? Oh, that looks something cloaked. Can I go poke at it? I'm gonna go poke at it. Oh, I'm supposed to be.
Well
I should probably hit next.
This location's cosmic abnormalities will mask our warp signatures from detection.
Okay.
But our appreciation of New Eden's natural wonders will have to wait.
Will it though?
Captain,
We have to defend those unarmed civilian transports. All ships equipped for combat, form up around me.
Not. So, I like how like it let me sit there forever without advancing it, and then when the guys showed up to fight, it like skipped past it before it even finished the script. Ugh. All right, whatever.
my sensors indicate that these are the same ships that attacked the cloning facility.
More pluses. Okay, that's a lot of them. Dramiels, Macarials.
Several frigates are breaking away from the pack. They're targeting those civilian ships.
Ooh, what are you? Wait, whoa.
This will be your first combat experience as a capsuleer. Time to show these hostiles what you're truly... We're too far away, Captain. Thankfully, our ship is equipped with a module that will boost our speed.
Oh, you little doggy. Wait a minute, that's... That really does look like almost like the proving conduit skin. Maybe Kybernauts? Can I attack? Select enemy in the overview. Did I select the wrong one?
We're now
I
within
did!
range. Lock your target.
I can lock three
Target
things
lock
now?
confirmed. Time to hit them where it hurts.
Oh. That one, right? Here you can... Okay, next. I
Fire
can't
at
shoot
will,
yet.
Captain.
Okay, now I can.
Make sure to use both of your guns.
I hit F1 through F3 and that didn't do anything?
That's it, Captain. Let him have it.
I skipped a sequence? I didn't think I skipped a sequence.
Well done, Captain. Now orbit, lock, and fire on the remaining hostiles.
Yeah, the hotkeys just don't work. So hotkeys and radial don't work at the very beginning. You have to actually click on everything. I understand that you don't know those hotkeys. That's why it'd be nice if they taught them. Oh yeah, still don't work. Also, it literally says the hotkey when you hover over it. So I don't want to hear that.
Marvelously done, Captain. Combat can be such a glorious experience, especially when you're winning. Another hostile ship incoming. A cruiser this time. It's larger and better armed than those frigates. What an exhilarating way to test your combat abilities.
Hostile cruiser. This is why people don't read the descriptions, even though there are good descriptions places, because they look at this and they say, oh, I guess that doesn't do anything then. Again, what do you teach them? Tyrone, thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole with Chief Online. I mean, I'm okay with you not being able to overheat civilian lasers. That's a lot of bad dudes, man.
That cruiser is traveling fast. At its current speed, it will reach the civilian transports before we do. Use your stasis webifier to slow them down.
What? Why didn't I... Oh, God. I apparently were not going towards them. I was going towards somebody else. Probably the battleships. Can I overheat my AB? Oh, yeah, I don't have thermodynamics anyways. This is bad. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose the tutorial, guys. Gosh. Well, there goes our bowhead. There we go. Web's on. Oh, I can jam him. No? It's an Amar jammer. I don't know what I was expecting. Oh, he's firing at me now. That's better? Gnosis. Ferox. Crucifier. All kinds of ships. This does look like... It looks like Kybernauts, right? Oh, no, 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 no. That's not Kybernauts. Right? Proving doesn't have that effect at the back. Does it? We'll have to look it up. I do feel weird fighting in an Astero without using drones, even though I understand that it's not really an Astero.
Good job, Captain. You've got potential. Shit. 2 battleships breaking away from the enemy fleet.
He
They're
swore.
stopping the last civilian transport from warping away. Watch your 6, Captain. They're bigger and badder than anything you've fought before.
What do you want me to do about it?
Captain, we can use electronic countermeasures, ECM, to break the battleship's lock on the civilian transport. Doing so means the battleship will be able to target only one thing. Us.
This is why we die, huh? I get it. Okay. Well, which one am I supposed to do it to? No? Which one? Oh, hold on.
There is no other way to save those civilians. They are not capsuleers like you. Their deaths will be final. Yours will be a learning experience. Once we deploy the ECM, the battleship will begin firing upon us. Remember, you will have a fresh clone waiting for you once your current body is violently destroyed. Engage the ECM now.
Volvo Grease Monk, thank you for that. 07's in chat.
That's it. The final group of civilians
failed.
escaped.
But
You've
it
done
failed.
good, Captain.
It failed. It failed.
We're taking heavy fire, Commander Ferris. Once our ship is destroyed, the pod will soon follow. According to my calculations, our destruction is 99.99% certain.
Are shields now going to do that flash? Oh, I'm scrammed. Sweet.
Damn it! These bastards have me pinned down. I won't be able to reach you in time.
Well, of course you won't. Why would
You
you?
fought well today, Captain. This is a warrior's death. Luckily for you, it will not be your last.
And pod. That is some fast-locking battleships.
You are a Capsilia. For you, death is not an end. It is simply the beginning of a new adventure. As always, I will see you on the other side. Welcome back to the world of the living, Captain.
Whoa.
I hope your death was not too uncomfortable. Your neural data has been transferred to a fresh clone body. But before you stretch your new legs, someone very important would like to meet you.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Vesper Calatrix, Air's Vice President of Operations. Commander Ferris spoke highly of your courage under fire. You went out with quite the bang. Since your ship was destroyed in a blaze of glory, Air would like to provide you with a new one.
So, I hate to be that guy, but after all I just said about the finite state machine, I've noticed that the other actors aren't really using it.
Enabling your station services panel.
Oh, cool. So now I'm in an air station. Got it.
You can now board the ship provided to you by Air. Try not to blow this one up so quickly.
I like how Air is trying to act like the free Corvette that everybody can get any station is like somehow their grand gift to you. Do we check
I do hope
implants?
the new vessel is to your liking. This particular model is quite popular with Capsuleers. Air owes you a great debt for your bravery and sacrifice.
Then why didn't you pay me an ISK? Oh, hold on. Wait, what? Why is this? Oh. Hold on one
So great,
second.
in fact, that I've thrown in an extra module at my own expense.
Gosh darn it. Hold on. I swear to God I know how to do this. There we go. I didn't have a full screen. I don't know what happened. Sure, we'll pretend like that's right. Close enough.
If dying means getting gifts like this, you should consider doing it more often, Captain. That was a joke. I prefer you alive. You can access items in your hangar, like modules, from the Neocom.
I do like the fact that they do point out that that's the Neocom. I can't count how many times I've mentioned the fact that, you know, like, open up the Neocom, and the person's like, what's the Neocom? Although I don't like the fact that I can hit continue. I really wish that it tested my ability to click on the
Neocom. Allow you
Neocom.
to access your inventory. In your item hangar, you will find the objects currently stored at the station at which you are docked.
Oh, I'm in DuPont 7? Is this a place? If you go to DuPont, is there a new station there? Alrighty.
Now, let's take a look at the module Ms. Calatrix has given us.
Okay. So, why is it still telling me to do my daily login campaign? Like, go away, little note indication thingy. There are new air stations. Excellent. Okay, cool.
A small armor repairer. An extremely useful gift. As you well know, New Eden can be a dangerous place.
But I can't use it.
Well, I'm sure you will have many more exciting deaths in your future. Maintaining your armor might allow you to enjoy life in your current clone body just a bit longer.
It's a solid argument.
You can fit the module to your ship by accessing the fitting window from the The fitting window displays your current ship's equipment, stats, and attributes. Now would be a good time to examine your ship's attributes. Let's fit your new module in a free slot.
Will any of this mean... Well, some of this might mean something to people.
Module fitting confirmed.
Yep. But I can't use it. I like this. This is good.
Now, bring the module online.
Can't. Can't, Aura. I can't.
It appears you do not currently possess the skill necessary to use this module.
Skills let
Hardly
me do
surprising.
things. Got
You
it.
still have much to learn.
I'll send the necessary skill book to your AI right now. Under normal circumstances, you would have received a basic skill set as part of the Air Capsuleer training program. Your training was violently disrupted, to say the least.
Okay, that sounds like a real voice actor. That's concerning.
Capsuleers learn skills like flying ships or using modules by rewiring their neural pathways. The skill book contains the mapping data required to perform such a feat. Skill books are consumable. Once we inject it into your neural interface, you will be left with nothing but a new and improved version of yourself. Augmentations such as this are one of the many benefits of life as a capsuleer.
There is actually some lore to what makes skill books work. It'd be nice if they at least like tangentially referenced it here, rather than act like it's completely game mechanic, like right click and now it's gone. Like, it'd be like, you would think that in a universe in which there is this, like, this is actually like a package that teaches the system to rewrite your brain over time, or whatever. So, given that, is this how Aura would have described it? And I think that, and the reason why this is important is because those little framing things are, again, what clues off to the player that there is context to things, and that, you know, this is a meaningful universe that is worth investing in. I'll just digress. I digress.
Absorbing the skill book's data rewrites the neural pathways in your brain, teaching you the skill. This process can take some time.
Oh, never mind. It literally does it in the next line. Good job.
We will begin the process by accessing the skill queue from your neocom.
Once again, like, they keep referring to the neocom, but I really wish that it had asked me to open up that at least once. But either way. Okay, so now...
Here you will see the Air Skill Plan. Skill plans provide capsuleers with a learning experience tailored to their specific goals.
Okay. And this is what I mean by this isn't just, they're not just redoing how the skill queue UI. This is literally, they are building a new way of conceptualizing skill planning. And they are introducing that new paradigm to the new players.
The skill needed to online your new module is included in the Air Skill Plan.
Hey, Azur.
Begin training the skill.
All right.
To speed the process along, I've gifted you with a skill injector. It's the least I can do. considering the role you played in saving thousands of lives.
To finalize the skill injection process, be sure to confirm allocation of its resources, most commonly known as skill points.
Whoa. Hold up. Oh, hold on. Look at that. This is interesting. I wonder if this is normal. Okay, Dave12. Is that one? Hold on. 123. Thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole with Chief Online. All right, let's see. Apply unallocated skill points. Oh, I guess this, yeah, because this is the skill page. So of course, I got excited over nothing. Huh. Can I? Okay. All right.
You should close these windows
Skill
as well.
training completed.
Oh.
Now that you have the required skill, try activating the small armor repair module once more.
Hold up. Time out. Aura just finished teaching me how to do skill planning. Had me put something in the skill queue. And then use up my skill points to clear it all out. And then moved on. I have nothing in my skill queue right now. And now we're moving on to fitting. I don't like that at all. I don't. You know what? I'm just going to keep going as if I didn't know about it. Maybe it does. Yeah, I see. It may come later. I have concerns even if it does, but we'll get to it.
Very well done, Captain. Your ship's modules are now online. Knowing how to train skills and fit modules is an essential step in your journey as a capsuleer.
So, additionally, I like this process of, all right, turn it on. Oh, you can't turn it on. Well, here's the skill. Now you've learned the skill. Now you can turn it on, right? Great concept. Now, do it again, but with power grid and or CPU. And if they succeed, or in the process of doing it, you give them CPU management 5 and power grid management 5. Because the thing is that power grid management and CPU management skills are one of those skills that nobody, like, people complain about that we even have to train it at all. And I think that power grid and CPU are one of those things that are just never taught in the new player experience. And so it'd be awesome for you to have a fit that won't work until you have power grid management 5, and then it gives you the chip or whatever it is that lets you just have power grid management 5 now, and now you can fit it. Which not only now that skill, rather than being seen as this weird unnecessary barrier to entry, is now a tool to help people understand how fitting works. And that would be awesome. All right, moving on.
But several questions remain. Who attacked the cloning facility? And what were their motivations?
Our investigation is still in the early stages, but I have two theories. The attack may have been motivated by simple greed. There's no shortage of competitors who would kill to acquire AIR's groundbreaking cloning and capsule technology. Literally.
Viceroy is pretty much right on that one. I had to train learning skills.
A more worrying possibility is that someone out there is trying to stop us from pursuing our research. While Air prides itself for being a disruptor of New Eden's tech scene, there are those who think we push the limits of innovation too far. The technology suppression laws in New Eden are draconian, if you ask me.
Serial Killer asks, if you don't have to train for it, why do those skills even exist? Again, to bring attention to power grid and CPU. That's the part that new players don't get, is power grid and CPU and how it relates to fitting. So rather than having that skill be this unnecessary train that they don't know even that they have to do or why or how to prioritize it until literally they're given a fit that they can't do, and now they have this multi-day train before they can do the thing that they want to do. Rather than have that negative experience, rather than take out CPU management and power grid management altogether, use that skill as a learning opportunity.
I trust you will keep us updated on the investigation, Miss Calatrix. Captain, you'll want to keep your wits about you once we're back in space. To that end, I highly recommend closing any unnecessary windows on your display. It would be a shame to lose our lovely new ship because you didn't see the danger flying towards it.
Thanks, Aura. And again, it's not even...
I could do more for you, Captain. But I'm a busy woman and I have places to be. What I can do is put you in touch with contacts of mine who can help you grow as a capsuleer.
And again, I'm not even saying that it needs to teach you in that exact moment, per se. My point is that she explicitly says, okay, now close it, move on to the next thing, which is weird. Like it doesn't just not teach them to put in a skill, but it literally teaches them to not put in a skill. It teaches them that it's okay to leave your skill queue blank, close it, and move on to something else. Which, if we want to get onto CCP about teaching people to use autopilot, dear God, can we teach people to never stop training?
Ah, a perfect opportunity to familiarize yourself with the agency. The agency is your window into New Eden and all the cluster has to offer. As a new capsuleer, you are the architect of your own destiny. You could unearth secrets hidden among the stars, or prove your mettle in the field of combat. You might even be New Eden's next great business tycoon. The choice is yours.
But they're taught to use skill injectors? I mean, fair. But I think you can do both. Plus, CCP could sneakily introduce the concept of chips that automatically give you a skill for, like, outright rather than this skill points for it, which is something that they have in Echoes and I believe they also have it in Serenity, but they don't have it here, and I don't think people would like it, but they might be able to get away with it if they sneak it into the MP, if you want to go for like the nefarious, greedy side of things. I also think it's interesting to note that they haven't, like, she just said, I have friends to go talk to, but they haven't mentioned career agents, right? So, like, if they replace career agents with a whole different concept, as long as it's more people, these statements still are true.
The contacts Vesper suggests can be found on the career agent's card.
This line can be changed easily, though. See? I was wondering whether or not they were going to do that.
I suggest you take a moment to familiarize yourself with what each agent has to offer. They specialize in business, industry, military combat, and exploration. No matter what path you choose, you will find a career agent that can help you walk it. Once you've decided which one tickles your fancy, as the saying goes, set your destination.
So this is a weird one too, because this is almost like just a missed opportunity here. But like, so here's the different career agents. And so the notion is that I'm going to go sit here and read through all these different career agents and find out which one of these do I want to do first. There's all these kind of weird questions about that. I may get choice paralysis because there's more than 3 options. That's actually a real thing that can happen. Also, advanced military career path is there as well as military career path. Should I just skip military career path? I don't like. There's the point that I'm making is that I'm not heading towards this destination right now. I'm sweating this choice, and here's the problem: this is not a choice. All these agents are in the same location. If it doesn't matter which one of these that you click on, if you click set destination, it sets the destination to the same place. Why make a choice? Why not just tell them this is the destination, and then this is the thing that they need to work on more. When they know that you're traveling, talk to you while you're traveling. You know that they're going 3 jumps. Why not let Aura explain to them about the different careers on your way to the destination? All right. Oh, Aura does, but it's just banter? Oh, I can't. Hold on. Well, we'll find out.
Stay safe out there, Captain. If our investigation uncovers any additional information on the attack, I'll be in touch.
And they set up for the story to continue, which is something that they didn't do before.
Much appreciated, Miss Calatrix. I await any and all updates with bated breath. Metaphorically speaking, of course. I don't breathe.
Like, one of the things I'd like to see happen is anytime you take a mission, rather than reading the big wall of text for the mission, Aura tells you the details of the mission while you're on your way to the mission.
Captain, when you're ready, we can undock and begin the next phase of our journey. I do wonder how you'll die next. I suppose that is what ancient philosophers called morbid curiosity.
Okay. Looking to see if there's anything that jumps out as being suspicious. Inherent. Oh, there's a Frostline advertisement. That's kind of interesting. Inherent Industries. Sponsors. Join the fight. Edencom banner. Try a court. Oh, well, that one said G to 4-4. I wonder if they should not have it say that here. All right, I'm sorry. I got myself distracted. Oh, dude, you can like watch yourself deploy. They need to add this stuff to the normal stuff.
Now that no one is actively trying to kill us, I will teach you how to navigate in space. First, select the destination I've highlighted in your overview. Now, initiate jumping to your destination. After that rousing introduction to New Eden, it's nice to be in space without the threat of imminent peril. Though this is New Eden, peril often approaches when you least expect it.
Oh man, screen shake. I recommend anybody who's streaming to turn off screen shake because it makes audiences nauseous. Why is that not stop? No, or whatever. She does banter with you. What a lost opportunity. I mean, we did ask for the new for Aura to have sass again.
Initiate jump sequence.
She's not talking either. Is the state machine just not working?
Unsettle you, Captain. You've already proven yourself capable in battle. I'm certain you can handle whatever New Eden throws your way. And if you cannot, at least you are immortal. You can be reborn into a new clone body to try again. I believe this is what humans call optimism.
Huh. By the way, exclamation point plunder for your chance to win. We will be doing a draw for 2 skins as soon as this is over. Also, I recommend everybody move your radial menu to the right mouse button. It's actually really bad as a left mouse button because left mouse is generally a selection command. Right mouse button is an interact command. So now it's long press right click in order to bring up your radial menu, short click in order to bring up your normal drop down.
Warp drive active.
I mean, I still miss her literally laughing at you when you die. I feel like that's highly underrated. Because like your reaction is to be negative, but the fact that it laughs at you, first of all, yeah, it might make the person upset in the moment, but it does help them understand that they're not processing the situation correctly, right? That clearly this is not as big of a deal as they thought, especially when she explains it to them, but I digress. Exclamation point plunder for your chance to win. Sorry.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I'd really like it if they made it so that Aura gave you more information in Journey. Like, especially with like agents, you have to travel to the agent location. You can just give information. I think that this is officially like the end, right? She hasn't signed off or anything yet. But hold on.
Docking request accepted.
And then I really gotta go to the bathroom, and then we'll do the poll.
To contact a career agent, you must access the agency.
No, you don't. You don't must, because they're literally right there above me there too. Whatever, man.
Well remembered, Captain. I knew you would be quick to learn. Now don't be shy. Begin a conversation with an agent.
What if it took them forever to find it?
I'm sure they will love you. And if they don't, then they will simply have to tolerate you.
If people don't like being laughed at when they die, do you think they like being condescending and being told that they're quick when after they struggled to find something? Come on now.
Missions provided by career agents offer a variety of rewards, including new skills, ships, modules, and money in the form of ISK. To begin the next phase of what I'm certain will be an illustrious career as a capsuleer, accept a mission. You've handled yourself remarkably well, Captain. Though there are thousands of copies of Aura in New Eden, I am rather glad to be your Aura. Have I said too much? My sentimentality protocols may need adjusting.
This is something I've talked about before, which is that, like, the one emotional connection that they build for you is Aura. And, like, people can make jokes about this, but even when, you know, in earlier versions of the tutorial, like, it's a connection that you have, which is why I've always said that the agency should just be rebranded as Aura and put all of the show info stuff into here as like an encyclopedia. So that way, this window here, which is now called the agency, would be like your computer interface. You would look up things about different ships, different, all of the information about different modules, different ships, all that kind of stuff. Maybe even mechanical information, where to get missions, where to get all that kind of content. Everything is here. You get taught from the very beginning that Aura is like your information source, and then make it so that this panel is associated with Aura. Please.
Now it's time for you to venture out into the stars. Go forth and show New
I know
what
that.
you are truly made of.
All right. And now it says, hey, if you buy now, you can get This is actually a really good deal because when I first joined, it took $20 because your first month plus an extra $5 for like setting up fee. And I think you got a couple extra days. It was like 40 days instead of 30 or whatever. But I mean, if somebody right now knows that this is what they want, this is a good way to step into it. I think one of the things I find really funny about this is that does this come with the bee skin? Hold on. Oh, I'm not actually going to log in. Nope. All right. Well, if this comes with the metal bee skin, it's kind of funny, but it's like, oh yeah, if you're making a whole bunch of accounts real quick and making them go Omega, or if you're getting people in and they're going Omega right away, this deal's really good. And oh yeah, by the way, it gives one of the skins that are strongly associated with Goon Swarm. Yeah, okay. I find that, I don't know, that makes me chuckle. All right, I really got to go to the bathroom, so I will be right back. Exclamation point plunder for your chance to win. When I get back, we'll do the 2 giveaways, and then we'll get into some skill fitting stuff. I will be right back.